Hi, and welcome to your PRV moment. You know, a lot of times people ask me, what should I eat if I want to be a good remote viewer? Does what you eat or drink affect remote viewing? And that's not a really simple answer because I think it varies from person to person. Some people eat certain foods and it makes them feel really lousy, and I don't know that you can remote view really well if you feel lousy. If you're like me, you might have gained some weight with COVID. I know I sure did. And I was eating things that I didn't normally eat, like chips and Cheetos and things like that. I wasn't eating a lot of them. I wasn't eating them every day, but I still was allowing myself to eat certain foods that normally I just don't want to even have near me, especially because sometimes you start and you can't stop. So I definitely gained some weight, and I know that they're joking about the COVID-19, meaning 19 pounds, kind of like the college 20. And I want to talk about it a little bit because I think that certain foods can affect your remote viewing depending on the person. So there is a famous medium, Alison Dubois, who admittedly pretty much lived on Dr. Pepper, beer, chips, candy, that kind of a diet, and really has exceptional mediumship skills and has been tested by the University of Arizona and that sort of thing. So obviously, what she's eating has not diminished her abilities. Of course, we don't know how well she would do if she didn't eat like that either, right? So, um, I think what you need to do is keep some data. Try doing some sessions, and of course 10 sessions wouldn't necessarily be a significant pattern, but still, I mean, we probably aren't going to wait until we have 500 sessions to establish a pattern. So try doing 10 remote viewing sessions and keep track of what you've been eating on the days you're remote viewing. Now, some diets may be cumulative, like if you're eating badly over a period of time, could it affect your viewing? Possibly. Right now, I'm in the middle of a detox. Yep, I am doing a detox. Now, when you're doing a detox, what you try to do is you try to gradually decrease your calories, your caloric intake over a period of time, and you want to really be eating natural, healthy salads, really good natural smoothies without a lot of stuff in them, just vegetables and fruits and things like that. And you just don't want to eat heavy stuff. I'm doing a totally vegan detox right now. And one thing I've noticed is that prior to the detox, for one thing, I felt a little out of control. I felt like I couldn't control my eating. I was eating too much, too big of portions, and really craving carbs and sugar. I'm kind of an all or nothing kind of person, so I found that um, when I eat salads and I really diminish my intake and I drink a lot of water, that it kind of turns off that desire for sugar and carbs, and it gives me more energy. Another thing I noticed is prior to the detox, every morning when I was getting up, my eyes were swollen. My lids were swollen as if I'd been crying, and the whites of my eyes were really red and bloodshot. And that's not normal for me. And that's an indicator that your health isn't what you want it to be. Doing the detox really helped. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of late in the day right now. It's like 6:15 in the evening. So I've been up all day and I'm looking at a really bright light. But I don't know if you can tell, but like there's not really a lot of swelling around my eyes and I'm not real bloodshot. I think getting cleaned out really manifests in your eyes. So the answer for you is something you have to figure out on your own, but I do recommend optimum states of health for remote viewing. So I encourage you to eat a lot of live foods, and if it feels right to you, diminish your intake of animal foods like meat, cheese, that sort of thing. Because I've found that, and I've really tested this out, back in 2010, Jim and I had been eating a pretty heavy diet of meat and cheese and things like that. And then he got diagnosed with stage 2 prostate cancer. And we ended up going to a healing center that I ended up teaching at. The reason we were at this healing center wasn't because we were looking for healing. It was because it was a pre-planned thing where I was going to this healing center in Washington called the Annapurna, and it was in Port Townsend, Washington, and I was going to be teaching CRV there. While we were there, the whole center was on a totally raw diet. I mean, that's what they ate all the time. It wasn't that they were on a diet. That was their normal way of eating. And I saw testimonials in frames all over the walls where people were talking about getting healed of cancer and other illnesses. The woman who ran the place, Robin Sharon, offered to let us stay after the class was over and go through the healing process, which was really getting detoxed major. It was like a big liver detox. So we did it, and it was amazing. I think I lost 14 pounds in like 5 days. So that tells you what I was full of. But anyway, when we did it though, I mean, oh my gosh, we felt so much better. And Jim has been cancer-free now for 10 years, and he did have a medical procedure that, was in addition to our diet that we did. But for 18 months, we were totally raw food vegans. And it did help so much in the way we felt. I did not keep stats to see how my remote viewing sessions were, but I can tell you that I definitely felt better. So do what makes you feel good, because what's life if it's not about trying to really be the healthiest you that you can be? Okay, so that's my answer to that question. What should we eat to be the best remote viewers we can be? I say eat what makes you feel good. That is my best advice. So if eating salads and fruits and natural foods makes you feel good, eating less food makes you feel good, go that way. If you're a carnivore and you love meat and it makes you feel good, then eat that way. But do what makes you feel good. One thing I do know for sure, though, is that sugar, which I'm addicted to really badly, so I have to really, really watch myself. Sugar has an effect on your brain. And you can read studies on it, whatever, but it definitely affects your brain and your mood. It contributes to Alzheimer's. It contributes to a breakdown of things in your brain. And the brain is what we're using to remote view with. So I do recommend, of course, trying to cut down on your sugars. Okay, I hope that helps you. This has been your PRV moment. I'm Lori Williams, and I'll see you next week.